Taiwo Roh, the previous president, passed away on October 26. He was convicted for the December 12 military insurrection and the May 18 Guang democratization movement and deprived of the right to be treated with honor as a former president. However, the government held a cabinet meeting and decided to offer a state funeral to Roh. Today, let's learn about the state funeral. State funeral. A state funeral is a funeral conducted in the name of the state, when a person who has contributed to the state or his society prominently passes away, a more respectful expression of D. In general, the incumbent or the previous presidents and others who have contributed to the state greatly and are respected by the nation are the subjects. However, it shall secure the remaining family's approval, a proposal of the Minister of Public Administration and Security, and a review at a cabinet meeting. To carry out a state funeral, a national funeral committee will be organized for each funeral. The committee oversees important matters related to the funeral, such as the method, place, grave, and budget. If a state funeral is carried out, the state will fully fund the cost, and the flags shall be lowered. In the past, there was a law enabling public offices to be closed. This was deleted in the recently revised State Funeral Act. National funeral and partially state-supported funeral. In the past, the state funeral was divided into the national funeral and the partially state-supported funeral. The subjects were the same while the national funeral was more formal. Accordingly, national funerals were supported fully by the state, and the flags would be lowered over the entire funeral period, while as for the partially state-supported funerals, the flags were lowered only on the funeral day. However, while carrying out funerals for the previous presidents and others who contributed greatly to the state, there arose a problem that there were no clear standards to divide the two types of funeral. Therefore, the government revised the State Funeral Act and integrated the national funeral and the partially government-supported funeral into the state funeral in 2011. Whether to offer a state funeral to Roh was a subject of fervent discussions. However, the government announced a state funeral as Roh contributed to Korea with the northward diplomatic policies after becoming president and proactively cooperated in the forfeit after a conviction while he had historical wrongs.